Princes. Carlo Ancelotti has warned Chelsea boss Antonio Conte that he will be forced to change something next season if he is to successfully balance Premier League football with the Champions League. Now, the ex-Juve manager worked wonders in his first campaign at Stamford Bridge, lifting the Premier League title with a record number of wins and falling just short in the FA Cup. Zinedine Zidane and Florentino Perez will later today reconvene in Madrid to hold their first meeting of a new season, at which time the coach is to officially sign his new contract. For the terms laid out and agreed upon a number of weeks ago, the Frenchman's presence at Real Madrid will then be nailed down until June 2020.
I know say you be big boy, you don't sure. Drive around with the big toy, you don't sure. But if hunger hammer you don't sure. Chop mini me no do, obey your hunger. You not fine girl, you don't sure. You just fix your fine hair, you don't sure. But when hunger mama you don't sure. Chop mini me no do, obey your hunger. The hunger is telling you, obey your hunger. Chop mini me no do, obey your hunger. So satisfying, obey your hunger. Be yourself, oh. You don't chop. The hunger they tell you, obey your hunger. Chop mini me no do, obey your hunger. Anytime, anywhere. Obey your hunger, be yourself, oh.
Obey your hunger and enjoy the amazing taste of Mini Me Noodles.
Mini Me Noodles, obey your hunger.
The name of the game. Football. The name of the game. Football. The name of the game. Football.
Yes, Sports Radio 88.9 Real FM, your champions are a beautiful Monday morning, still hooking up with all the juicy tidbits coming out from everywhere as it concerns around the leather game. Yes, Wayne Rooney has revealed that winning a trophy with Everton will be the pinnacle after rejoining them from Manchester United. Yes, Rooney's 13-year stint at United included 5 Premier League titles, 3 League Cups, 1 FA Cup, 1 Champions League and 1 Europa League. He wants Everton to win their first major trophy since the 1995 FA Cup. He said, and I quote, "This football club should be winning trophies and we're taking huge steps to try to win them."
It's great, it feels as special as it did 13 years ago, and I'm just looking forward now to getting on the pitch with it. It's a great feeling. I'm excited, can't wait to obviously meet the lads and get on the training pitch with them and then get on the pitch to play. So no, it's I'm ecstatic. I just can't wait to get back playing.
What would it mean to win silverware with Everton?
I think that would be the pinnacle, because I remember the FA Cup final in '95. I was there as a 9-year-old, and for that to be the last trophy, I think Everton should have won more trophies since then. But I really feel now they're moving in the right direction, and I'm excited by the signings the club have made, and I think the club's moving forward, and I think this football club deserves to. We should be winning trophies. I think the last trophy was '95, and I think we're taking huge steps to be, getting involved and trying to win some of them trophies.
Sports Radio 88.9 Real FM, your champions are saying winning a trophy with Everton will be the pinnacle, will be the cherry on the icing on the cake. That is his career and the game of football, and that's his assertion. Well, we'll take a look at it. Yes, indeed, really be it, or is he speaking sentimentally? That's what we will break down into its bits and pieces. Is that time I bring you on board? Yes, right here on Sports Radio 88.9 Real FM, your champions are Football 360 Degrees as the program. Time to bring in the analysts. Yes, indeed, joining me in the studios, Mr. Kingsley Idehe, and of course, Elegbete one, Sergene Edafe. I say good morning to you, gentlemen.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Kingsley, Chigiman, and the listeners out there.
Yes, indeed. So much happening. And Anthony Beckeremo, yes, indeed. Also, I don't know, you lose something, Anthony? Oh, okay. There you go then. Yes, Anthony Beckeremo having a very, it looks like you had a very rough and tumble weekend, as we all did.
At some point, I thought I was a fisherman, but I'm here.
Well, but that shouldn't have been a problem. I know you know how to swim very well, so that have been and you've been looking like you need the exercise lately, so I think that should have just
you swimming.
He should know how to swim. He should know how to swim.
No, swimming. You know what, swimming
is the lowest level of knowledge.
You know what, swimming is not even the problem. But then when you start swimming in murky waters,
the fact that your name is Beckeremo does not mean you're a fisher.
Murky waters. You only want to swim in clear waters. What's your sense of adventure?
Jiggy man, see, those that make rain, they should not make it this way anymore.
No, it's not. The rain was not bad, though. The rain was not bad. Those people that keep building on top of canal should stop. That's what we should say.
The problems more or less were man-made.
You know, there's a saying in Yoruba. They say "Oroburuku onweri," which means, you know, what we're laughing about. Really, it's not laughable. But sometimes you just have to see the funny side of things. Otherwise, you burst into tears and start despairing.
I saw a very interesting video over the weekend. I saw a white man.
Kama should be arrested.
Why? No, Kingsley. You know why I took my
Around a motor bill away. Kama should be arrested.
Gentlemen. See why I told my wife. That man has had that kayak in Nigeria for years. It's from the Netherlands, I guess. He's had that kayak. He's not used it. He thought he would use it at Barbies. When he came to Nigeria, Barbies had turned to Eco Atlantic. So when he had the opportunity, God forbid me not to use this. I will use it.
All right, gentlemen, if we start talking about this, we won't talk about anything else. But then, of course, it's Football 360 Degrees, and we must take a look at what's been happening as it concerns the round letter game. Let's start off with Wayne Rooney. I think he deserves it, yes, indeed. Going over to Everton, and being asked a question, if you win a trophy here, what would it mean to you? And he said it will be the pinnacle of his football career. And I'm asking, is that, can we take that seriously, or is the man just being sentimental?
I think I would like to visit what he said earlier when myself and Adafi talked about this earlier, when he said for 13 years at Manchester United he was wearing an Everton pajamas for 13 years.
But he just likes to repeat this lie.
We talked about that as well. Is that possible for you to be in a particular club and wearing the pajamas for another club for 13 years?
Oh well.
Tony, what do you make of that?
United is supposed to sue him right now.
It's very, very difficult to believe, but it's
brand abuse.
Very, very difficult. But then players say different kind of things when they move. They move. You hear, I've been waiting for this move all my life. I've been doing this. I've been doing that.
So you think this is another lie?
No, it's something to sweet. It's something it's a talking point. Very good for social media.
I don't want you to see it as him lying. Okay. I think I want you to see him as him being, emotional. You understand? At this point in time, he's feel. When you're emotional, when you're sentimental, some chemical reactions take place in your body, and some endorphins are released. So you can't
to put it in a lighter note, I think if he had come out to say, I've had a pajama in my closet for 13 years. I look at it every morning. That would be very, very easy to believe, but that's Wayne Rooney. He wanted to give the fans something, give them an excuse for leaving and then coming back, and he's done that.
But then quickly now, if you're going to take a look at the top five figures that have played football for United, will Wayne Rooney come into those first?
If it's not, it should be number one.
It should be number one.
Should be number
one.
For
Manchester United?
Yes.
No.
It should be number one.
I was waiting for somebody to jump in. Elegante says no.
How can it be number one?
It should be number one.
So you're saying
Eric Cantona is the number one player of the Premier League era, and he played for Manchester United.
I remember Eric Cantona.
Yes.
For the bands and the kung fu kick. But then if you look at Wayne Rooney in the Premier League era, look at the titles.
Influential.
Yes. Look at the titles.
When Rooney is not influential, he's just one guy in the squad as well.
Look at the goals.
Cantona changed Manchester United into a winning team. He's just one guy on the squad.
If you look at
United to win titles.
If you look at the history of Manchester United, it will never be complete if you don't put Wayne Rooney.
No. We're not saying
Rooney is not a club legend.
We're not saying it will be complete. We're not saying he's not a key figure.
He's not complete without the
but we're saying if you were to take a look at all the players who have played the game for Manchester United,
for me, Wayne Rooney will be up there. Wayne Rooney is what.
Bobby Charlton played for Man U.
Stats, not
just the stats.
Simon played for Man U.
Not just the stats.
Cantona played for Man U. Reke played for Man U. What's it called?
Not just the stats. Not just the stats. You look at his goals return, and then you look at also the trophies he won. None of those players won the same trophies.
Okay, when we
Anderson win many trophies.
We will get it. But while we're still on the Manchester United topic, this man, former striker Robbie Fowler has claimed that Manchester United have improved their squad by replacing Zlatan Ibrahimovic with Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku replacing Zlatan Ibrahimovic, is it an improvement?
It's very, very hard to compare what Zlatan did for Man United and what Romelu Lukaku could possibly do. I wouldn't call him a replacement. I'll have to see him play consistently over the period of the season.
It's not a replacement, an improvement, he said.
The
squad has been improved by Lukaku coming in.
I don't think so.
The squad is improved.
Maybe long term.
His squad is improved.
But then you have to look at, if you're going to look at this, you have to look at what Zlatan Ibrahimovic did and the time frame in which he did it in.
This was my argument last week when they say Lukaku will come and do Zlatan, and I said Zlatan did it 1 year at the age of 35. In 1 year, won as bad as things are. He won 3 titles with Manchester United, his first European title, and
it was very influential.
And very influential. 28 goals in all competition. Now, Romelu Lukaku is younger, which means he's going to sign when the deal is done. Now, 5 years contract he will sign. Because I use the word when because they never officially sign and unveil him. Anything can happen. That's how somebody's been coming to Chelsea for years, and then we know it no go. So let's just put it that if because of the 5 years and the extension eventually, if you achieve more, good. But if you put them on the strength of 1 year performance, I think Zlatan Ibrahimovic is like that era, that year when this guy came to Man United and played there, scored 3 goals. That's what
Eric Larsson.
God bless you, Eric Larsson. You understand? And not too many games, but impact. You know, the same thing he did with Barcelona and won the Champions League in 2006. So until this Lukaku begin play, and Man U begin deliver. Obviously, the signs are showing that the lift is going up. The Manchester United lift is going up. But not just signs. Football is not played on paper, it's played on grass. When that time reaches to other clubs are still enforcing, they can shock anybody.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. I've been buzzing. Hello, good morning. It's Football360 Degrees.
Good morning. It's Shaka calling from Shagam.
All right, let's hear from you, Isaac.
No, the problem was since Saturday in Shagam. Now we don't get to your station. You understand? We don't get your station in Shagam right now.
No, we were off for 2 days.
We were off.
I think you get it now.
Yes, that's why.
Yeah, we're off for 2 days. Sorry, no verse. I know
you can get us online. Don't forget.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Yeah, first is on the line.
All right, let's hear from you.
Yeah, good morning to my friends in the street.
Good morning.
Yeah, this Lukaku Grisha, well, I'm not too optimistic about it. I'm not a fan of Romelu Lukaku. I was hearing about Morata until last Thursday morning when this Lukaku story just came up. And very fully that we were promised, as according to stipulation, we were told that Morata would be announced last week Thursday, and to know that Lukaku is not the one. Well, let's see how it goes. But if Lukaku fails to deliver, I won't be surprised. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, you know, when it comes to transfers, signing players, things could change just like that at any moment in time. It's very, very fluid. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, big man.
How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, bro. Good morning. Anthony, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Talk to us.
Welcome back for holiday.
Thank you. Forced.
I've been 2 days holiday, not small. But I am sure Lukaku. I want to believe that Lukaku will make it happen in Manchester United because you can see this guy for over 3 years in everything. He'll be playing for them, and the quality of the player of Manchester United is going to deliver. I wish him all the best. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. Sports Radio 88.9 Real FM, Football 360 Degrees. Hello there. Good morning to you.
Good morning. People are calling from Sunday.
All right, let's hear from you.
Hello, good morning.
Bros, good morning.
Good morning to you and Tony. The issue of Lukaku, to me, it can't be compared to Zaleta. Even if he should do anything, whatever he does right now, look at the players that Man U produce when Zaleta is there right now. And look at the players that Man U buying right now, adding to Lukaku. So if Lukaku should go ahead and do anything, I don't think it should not be compared to Zaleta. That is not what I'm saying. Because when Man U, you can see the situation Man U was when Zaleta came in. And no students. So I don't think it should be compared to Zaleta.
Right, thank you so much. Sports Radio 88.9 Real FM. I thought a lot of people would jump on and Wayne Rooney, the most influential player to have played for Manchester United. But I guess they're still coming on. But then let's quickly also let you know that Marco Verratti has publicly stated that he was happy at PSG after actively pursuing a move to Barcelona. So it appeared that the saga was at an end. Despite Verratti's statements, Jose Maria Bartomeu sent the player a message over the weekend in which he assured him that the Blaugrana would wait until the final day of the market to sign him if necessary. However, Le Club have surprised many with the addition yesterday, claiming that PSG will now be willing to allow Verratti to leave? Why the change of heart?
So the king of Qatar is no longer holding him on stage.
What's happening? Why the
As
change of heart?
As Evans vanished from Qatar, I don't understand. I mean, sometimes, well, I think, in my opinion, I might be wrong, but I think being in the news don't be part of management strategy in football today. So you can confuse people. You can play the disguise game. You're moving to the left when actually your destination is the right.
Muddy the water.
You understand? You muddy the water, get everybody talking about you. Maybe that has a way of adding money. I never know, but I think being in the news have a way of adding value to these clubs. Because just last week, Khalifa came out to say that over his dead body, he was sort of saying, well, over my dead body, would I let him go? I'll be the most hated man in Qatar if I let him go. Now they are willing to let him go. So why all the drama last week? I don't know, Sha. We still wait. August 31st, still very far. Well, still about a month and some weeks away. Let's see how it goes. But from the look of team, Barcelona really want him.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Only from Ajikule.
Let's hear from you, Kule.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, Dikima, I don't know, Rooney is 31. I don't know, you people are missing out on the politics. Why would United say so? Rooney is a legend. I don't know what the legend is talking about. He's our number one legend at the club. Just because only the board know why they want to just try to sell Rooney. Rooney is just 31, for Christ's sake. Exactly, is 35 and they are giving him more time to train as United. That's my case this morning, Dikima.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, Sports Radio.
How is that connected?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Oluwachi.
Right, you need to speak up, bro.
Yeah, bro said that. Good morning.
Morning, bros.
Morning.
Good morning. Yeah, for me, Rooney has really tried to marry you. To me, I can't see myself number one legend.
Who's your number one?
Antona.
Let me bust your bubble.
It's like some of us we can go to YouTube and watch some of the good there.
But let me bust your bubble. Let me bust your
They didn't
bubble.
win the Champions League. Is that the bubble?
No. If you go to the official website of Manchester United, they have a long list of their legends. Cantona is not one of them. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Man U does not officially recognize Eric Cantona as a legend. That's the club. Wayne Rooney is a legend. They recognize him. Let me do that. I just wanted to bust your bubble.
Well, the thing about that. Okay, let's take this call.
But the question was influential. Was that not the question?
No, we're talking legends. I said my number one.
Let's take with influential.
Let's take this call.
That's the question.
Yes.
Good morning, members in the house.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Chico. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Lukaku is a good player, but he's not a top striker. He's not there yet. He's in Man U now, but I'm giving you a double figure of 11 goals. It will be more than 11, 12 goals. Yeah? He decided to go the other way. He will perform, but he won't perform to the...
Chidi, let me ask you this. If they say come Chelsea, would you give him 11 goals?
He go perform, they're going to give him 9 stars. If they come Chelsea, he go perform, they're going to give him 3 stars.
Chidi.
Sir?
He has the synergy. Last season it was.
I agree,
they have the synergy.
They are friends.
Yes, I think the same will continue.
No, there's something, man. See, football is changing right before our eyes, but it's so fast that we don't get it. The speed. Agents now perform miracles. Agents do more work than coaches. What Manu Reala has succeeded in doing is obviously these guys talk backstage. The way before we come on air, we talk backstage. We create synergy. We understand the storylines. If you notice the speed at which Pogba and Lukaku became friends, the very minute Man United entered the conversation, it's shocking. They bought the same flight. They went to the US, not on Manchester United bill. They went to the US. They went to train.
I think last season, the same thing happened. Last season, they spent the holiday together.
Yeah, so it's a Manu Reala thing that is getting his players to synergize and become friends.
I think Chelsea fans should blame their transfer system. They would have signed Paul Pogba. They would have signed Lukaku. But then they took the agent for granted. They took him for granted. Pay money and not repay.
All right, before we wrap it up, quickly coming back to what Anthony said about legends, I think if you take a look at what you quoted, talking about Manchester United themselves, I think the word, when you take it, legend, has a direct meaning. They were looking at appearances, they were looking at goals scored. And then you have the likes of Giggs, Charlton, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, Bill Folks. Now, but then is that all it means to be a legend? Because when you say someone is a legend, you need to look at what it actually entails in total. If you're talking about appearances,
Cantona is a Premiership legend.
And goals
the
scored,
EPL.
yes, you might say he did not fall
He
into
turned
the
EPL around.
highest, but there is nowhere that Eric Cantona will be mentioned that he will not be referred to as a legend. And let me read this to you. Let me quote this to you. Signing the Frenchman from Leeds United was the single most significant move Sir Alex Ferguson made in creating the team that dominated
wrote
the
it in his
MES
book.
of the new English top flight. And that is an admission from the man himself.
So listen, I have it.
Who is the most qualified
I
to
have it
say
in print.
someone is a Manchester United legend?
Salah said,
Jiggy man.
Salas, it is what said. I mean, no, Eric Cantona
Talk about legends. Are you more qualified?
Salas said Eric Cantona is the catalyst. Eric Cantona is the
there's a page on the Manchester United website that says these are our legends. You are coming here with another thing.
Let's take this to the social media. If you believe Eric Cantona is a Manchester United legend, you can tweet at 889.
The people who get these are our legends.
Well, that's the show this morning. Let's go pick up the pages on the sports pages.